journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, back at the program here. This is what we talked about on November the 13th. We received this saying that the market should top around November the 27th, plus or minus 5 days. These are expansions. It goes way back to 2020. At this point right here, we had a major Bradley turn in the market. That was on October the 28th of 2023. I was extremely bullish at that time and expecting an A, B, C, D move like that, which we did get, and it went a great deal higher. Now, let's go through some of the things I was looking at in the report. We just talked about the market topping possibly on November the 25th. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look here at the NASDAQ. And as you can see with the NASDAQ, we had A, B, C, D completed perfectly right here at this time right here. As you can see, that's a 1, 2, 3 drive to a top pattern absolutely perfectly, though that's the price. The next thing we want to do is we want to look at the New York Stock Exchange Index a different way. Now, this is the widest of all, the broadest of all the indices, okay? It topped on November 27th, and you can see it's been down for 8 days. You can see that the QQQ, which is NASDAQ, kept going higher for 8 days. Huge divergence. Usually they run along pretty much the same way, but that was something we were certainly expecting, and that's exactly what happened. Now, if we take a look at the Dow Jones Transportations during that time, it also topped on the 27th of November, and it has been down 10 days in a row. It is now down below the lows that we made on the 12th of November, okay? Also sort of a bearish sign. If we take, now we're going to look at each of the indices separately. First, we're going to look at the most important one, which is the E-mini. Now, here's the E-mini. You can see there's where we were, 1, 2, 3. It measured to 61.10. It's now trading at 60.65 or something like that. So that completed that pattern. The next most popular of the group is the Russell. And as you can see here, the Russell all topped on the 25th of November. Okay, and all it was able to do yesterday was make a 382. All it's been able to do is make a 382 of that one. This is not acting bullish. In fact, I was chatting with Tom Hugard this morning, and we both agreed we have not seen the market acting as badly as it is, given the fact that we've had a big break of 60 points in the S&P and virtually no bounce, and that's not usually a very good sign. Okay, the third most popular one is the NASDAQ, and as you can see, we completed all of these ABCD patterns up here at 21,638. The high was 21710 was the high. We're a couple hundred points below that right now. Okay, then that covers what we were looking at, except for the Dow Jones. Let's get the Dow Jones up here. First of all, we'll get the YM. There's where the high was. There's your 3 drive to a top pattern. That happened on December the 5th. Okay, now, we were doing some selling in here, and we had some nice trades in here, but we're up here now, folks. We're up in high country now. This is where the big dogs bark, as Grandpa always used to say. And by the way, I got some flack from a couple of people saying when I said you got to watch this peckerwood. A peckerwood is an old racial slang from southern Indiana. It's basically someone who is uninformed and doesn't want to learn anything. That my grandpa used to whack me on the head when I wouldn't listen to him, and he called me that. And I went and Googled it, and I didn't realize it was a slang of some kind. Not very nice, but my grandfather was the greatest guy in the world. There's a word for that in Italian, means fate fubo, means get wise. All right, let's move back here and go through some more of these stock market things that we were watching right here. Okay, now we're going to look at the Bradley model. This is the Bradley model, said December 6th should be the high. That's a partly Bradley model. If we look at Alfie Lavoie's work, Let me get it up here, and you'll be able to see here. Alfie is the grandfather of all the astrology stuff. I learned from him. Shane Smillian, Arch Crawford, Bill Meridian. They all learned from Arch. Alfie. Anyway, you can see here that this is topping, and it's for the next 3 years. Folks, he's done this. This has been going on. He does it like 4 or 5 years in advance, and there it is right now. This is a combination of all of the cycles that he looks at. He looks at the 10 planetary things plus all other things that are involved with this, and that's how he comes up with these. Look at the COVID, how good it was in COVID. You know, sure they invert sometimes and do that, but when you line them up like this and you're seeing all this other stuff, I think you have to pay attention. But you know, that's just the way I look at that. But let's move on here to the next one. I think this is going to be the biggest surprise of all, and that's Bitcoin. Our high here has been we hit 105 and change, and there you can see we had the big break. We're still trading around. We got up to this level here, 10,500 on this little bit of a rally, but I think that's a possibility for a bit. This could be I don't think it is, because I'm not smart enough to even say it, but it has all the earmarks of a South Sea Island bubble. Whether that's going to happen, I don't know. Don't really care. That's not what I'm interested in. Now, here's Apple. Now, Apple exploded above this. It went way above the D point at 248, which is, you know, that happens. And of course, Tesla has gone, you know, parabolic to the moon, but these others so far have not. So that's basically, you know, what was in the report. You can take it for what it's worth. I'll look at this. This is what the stock market did in 1929. And as you can see here, this was September 3rd. It was 383. And 3 years later, on the 8th of July, it was trading at 42. The greatest buying opportunity since the history of Bitcoin. It took 26 years to get above this high, folks. And then, of course, you know, we've gone from 4,200 to 42 to 45,000, 100 times in 92 years. So that's a big move. You figure that one out, percentage. Well, Warren Buffett already knows what that percentage happens to be. So those are some of the things that I'm watching. When I first saw this, I was watching the fact that these were the nifty 50s. This is when I was, this was when I was in college. This is when I was working for Eli Lilly. The big stocks in the nifty 50 were Kodak and Minnesota Mining and a whole Polaroid. Those were the big ones. And so anyway, this was the internet bubble, the .com. There was the bottom on March the 5th. The NASDAQ had given up 85% of its value between 1999 and 2005 on this low right here. This low right here was an exact 61% retracement of the low in 1987, and you all know what that happened. That was a crash of 87. And here's where we are now with all these things. And Jeff Hughes yesterday made an incredible presentation on the things, the similarities that we have with these. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but, you know, you have to be prepared. You know, the old adage is by Louis Pasteur, chance favors the prepared mind. That's all I'm trying to do here, folks. I hear these guys out there, the big boys on Wall Street, all 10 of them are really bullish. To me, that is like saying mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. I think I might be right, because when you got all 10 of them moving in the right direction, that's not right, boys and girls. Let's take a break. 877-927-6648. A lot of trades coming up, folks. We're going to share a few of them with you. Stay tuned.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, we're going to look at some markets now. This is the E-mini S&P. We topped on the 8th. You can see here, the 6th, December 6th is where that was a Bradley date. Right there is where we topped. There was the price level. 610 was the entry price. 612 was the 6112 was a high. But look, folks, look at this. We've come down and we've been here for 20 hours, and we can't even make a 382 off of the high. Now, I just realized looking at this, we might have made the 382 off of yesterday's high, and we hit that spot on, but we didn't make it off the high that was back here. That may or may not mean something, but we start going below here, this is going to be one of the worst. This is not even a dead cat bounce, nothing against dead cats, but anyway, that's what it looks like to me. So that's basically, we'll take a look at that. Now, all I want to do now is I want to talk to you about a trade setup that we're looking here in the silver that I just talked about just a minute ago. Come over here and get this silver trade up because I left you, I got to cover this. You want to see something really bearish about Bitcoin, folks? This is Michael Saylor's company, MicroStrategy. Okay, now remember, this was back on the 5th of December. That I remember our Bradley date here was supposed to be the 6th. Bradley works on a lot of things, and just a lot of things for cycles. So it did complete that. That was a perfect A, B, C, D. Then we broke down. We had a 6-day rally, stopped at the 382, and we've been down, 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 down with lower volume and everything. With Bitcoin where it is, this guy owns more Bitcoins than anybody else. He's got, I don't know how many he's got, but he's by far richer, they say, than Elon Musk, but these are things I don't know. I should shut up because I just heard these rumors and I don't mean anything. But this is a flat out bearish chart, in my opinion. So just get rid of that. Let's get back to that silver chart because I think it's got a chance to make a perfect head and shoulders pattern. And I want to do this. Hold on one second. We'll get it up here. Here's the silver. And what we're going to do is get down to the daily chart. I posted it before. Okay, now we'll get up here, and I got it moving around here. You know what I did? Shucks. This is, I got to do it the different way. I posted the December silver. This is March silver that we're dealing with now, but we can do it right now together. So here's where we are. Let's clean all this out, okay? Because that's what we want to see. Okay, there's your left shoulder and there's your head. It would have been perfect if this took this much time, but the fact that it goes down and come back up, that is okay. There's the high that you have to worry about. See, that's that spot right there. As long as you don't get above there, you've got a really good head and shoulders pattern. Now, how can we improve upon this? What we do is we go to the high that we made right back here, and we see the ABCD coming in right here, and we're going to match it up to here. See, there's your 61% retracement right there. So if it can get to there and just touch it, 33.13. It can take this out because there could be some, buying because of that. That high was at 33.22. This is 33.17. So watch this number in silver. I've already marked it on my charts. Look over here on the right, and I'll put this over and show you that's where we are. So if you're going to look at the trade like this, you don't have to risk very much. It either stops dead in its tracks or it takes off and runs to the moon. Now let's be the other side of this and look at the hourly chart. And you can see it's one strong puppy. Here's the last few days. Look at today's action, folks. A perfect 382 right at the old 382 right there. And what has it done? It's rallied $2,000. That's it. Now let's go back to the last time we had one of the, well, you can see the 382s all the way up here. I've done these before, but I'm doing them again just to show you. There's another, well, this one goes to the 50%. Then you make a higher high. So you've got the, we're going to cover this on the live trading on Friday. There's your, you make a new high right up here. Where does your 382 come in here? It comes in on the 5th, the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th. What's day today? This is the 10th. There's your 382 right there telling us we're going to go higher, and we're getting really close to what we want to be watching. There's your 382 right there. The bars and everything lining up perfectly. Just is really great. Now, I was going to bring out the gold, but I'm going to keep that for myself. Anyway, let's move on. I shouldn't do things like that, Larry. Share it with everybody, for God's sake. It probably won't work anyway. Here's what we're watching. This is the same thing that's been happening in gold. You can see the 382s all the way through here. A, B, C, D are really accelerating to the upside. But there's the big daddy rabbit that you want to be watching, folks. 1.618, and there it is right there. Oh, the trouble is I can get this thing to move up, and I can't do it because it's, this doesn't want to do it. But anyway, this is it right here. Let me mark that so you can see it right there. There's the number is 1.618, and it comes in right there at 2726. Now, let's go to a 4-hour chart and see what that's telling us. And what is this old high back here? 27222. This one is 27276. 267. So you're going to take this high out by just a little bit, right up in there, and not go any higher. That's a really, really low risk trading opportunity. And remember, folks, it's taken 3 weeks to get up here. So that's it. Now, move it around a little bit. You're going to see all that's doing is going back and hitting these old highs back in here. This is still bearish for gold. It's nothing, well, it's having a hell of a rally, of course, of $200. But look, you can see there was the ABCD to the downside. There's your old buddy right there. This one will take you to the promised land all the time, usually in a Rolls Royce. So 1.618. You put that one on the wall, that's what you want to be watching. So it's getting close. We're only $6 away. And that's what I'm going to be watching as I look at this thing here unfold here this morning. Now let's take a quick look at the old currencies. Here's the British pound. Did a lot of work today for one of our beloved family members. This is the British pound on a smaller time frame. But let's look at this on the weekly because they're going to tell us where we're going to go. Here's the weekly chart of the British pound going back 3 years. Okay, back to 22. Here we are coming in right now. As you can see, looking at this, remember this was the 786. This is where we went short, 134. We covered it at 120, just below 127. And you can see if these match up, it's going to come down to 123. That's 400 handles from where we are right now. But let's try to build a case for this. If we blow this up just a little bit, we can see where we are. We've rallied 1, 2, 3 weeks off the bottom. So let's go to a daily chart. And let's take a look at the daily. And the daily says, look at this. We've come up and we've hit the 61% retracement of the last high. We've rallied these 2 weeks right in here. So what you want to be watching is if we get one more high right up in here at 28463. That's what I'm looking for it to do, is to make a 382 off of this number right here. And if we draw that in, you'll see from your high down to your low, you come up and take a look at it. Where does it bring you to? The old promised land. There it is at 382. And that's the one you want to be looking at, because that's going to give you the A, B, C, D that we always like to look at. As old Mark Douglas used to say, sitting next to me here for those 6 years, AB equals CD. That's the one for me. And that's what I try to do each day. So let's take a look at the euro. And boy, that one really needs help, because this thing is telling you that dollar wants to go higher. And as you're looking here, you'll be able to see there's the action over the last few days. You can see we had a big ABCD to the downside. This was a layup here. If you remember, that was when the Fed was out there just banging its head right at the old 382 right now. And look, we're still coming down. Hey, we're going to take a break. Hopefully we'll have Peter Elides on. If not, I've got a few tricks in the old bag here that might help us make a couple of bucks, and that's what it's all about. 877-927-6648. We got a couple of stocks to look at for sure.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, I believe we have Peter Elides on the line today. Peter, are you there?
I'm here, Larry. How the heck are you?
I am looking good, Billy Ray. Did you, by any chance, ever make a picture of the Torah that you used to keep handwritten charts of the Dow going back? Oh, I've known you since '65, and I remember seeing that thing. It took about 8 or 10 feet to unwind it there in the condo. But did you ever take a picture of it?
It was much longer than 8 or 10 feet by the time.
Was it? Yeah, I know. By the time it is, oh man, now it would be 2.5 miles long. But you hand did those, and it was no one ever did that I knew of. But did you ever take a picture of it when it was all wrapped up?
I think I may have, but I'll be damned if I can find it.
If you find it sometime, folks would love to see it, to show the work that you did. I mean, this is going back 50 years. It's hard to say that together now, but that's pretty much how long we met each other. We met in '65, and here we are at 24. That's 49 years. So what do you Peter, I've been bearish before, but boy, I'm really scary now because I'm really bearish. And with the top 10 banks yesterday coming out with really rosy forecasts, all 10 looking for 6,300 all the way up to 7,100 in the S&P. I said to myself, maybe I better rework all this stuff to see if I'm right or not. But boy, it sure looks scary to me.
Well,
what do you think here?
When you see that kind of unanimity, as you and I know, Larry, that's what if you're a bear, you really want to see that. You don't have to relook at anything. When you're really bearish, what you want is everyone else in the world to be bullish, because that kind of confirms what's happening out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, tell us what you're looking at today, my friend.
Well,
I wanted to ask you about a 92-year cycle. You mentioned this about a year ago.
Yes, you did note to me about the 92-year cycle. Let me go over a few data points here, Larry. In August of 1935, there was a very important high. And in March of 1842, there was a very important low. This is from data provided by the Foundation for the Study of Cycles, okay? Mm-hmm. So in between those two dates and the current time zone, we had two of the most important turns in market history. September
Peter,
20.
They're asking if you could share your Skype screen so that they could see that. Is there any chance you could do that?
No, there isn't, because I'm on I picked up on my little Apple thing, and it doesn't.
Okay, just good enough for me. I'm writing it down, so you go right ahead and tell us what you're looking at. I'll do the work myself a little bit later, so please continue. Okay, 1935.
Next time we talk, I'll definitely have it ready to show.
Okay, great.
High, 1835, low, March of 1842. Then we go all the way forward to the current time period, 2024. If you take a midpoint between that high in 1835 and a potential high now in 2024, guess what you come up with, Larry? You come up with 1929.5. So middle of 29, June, July, August, September, about 3 months away from one of the most important tops in market history. So we are situated now at the tail end. There's 3 or 4 different ways you can look at these cycles. You can do a bottom to bottom to top. You can do a top to top to top. But no matter how you look at it, we are in that area now that something very, very important should resolve.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm looking at pretty much the same thing. I have a question for one of our listeners. And when you're doing cycle work, how do you make amends or not? How do you make corrections, like when Tesla opens up $30-$40 or Nvidia goes 250 points straight up? I mean, to me, those are aberrations. But what's your feeling on that, Peter?
Well, I've always said, and it's not my original theory, that cycles move in a consistent fashion. Fundamentals may change. So whenever I have a chart that I love to show, Larry, that has 5 or 6 sine waves on it, and then a line, a smooth line, a straight line for fundamentals. that line can either be going sideways or down at varying angles or up at varying angles. So what happens in a situation like that is the fundamentals, you can make a good guess, the fundamentals are changing. So that smooth line all of a sudden shifts from maybe being up at a 45-degree angle to being up at a much sharper angle than that. In the meantime, the cycles don't change at all. They keep rotating up and down around that fundamental line. So that's the way I would answer that question.
Okay, the second question we have from one of our listeners is, when will you really feel 100% that the market has finally turned lower? Is there a trigger there on a weekly basis or anything that you're specifically looking at on the price of the S&P or the Dow Jones or the NASDAQ that would really say, oh, green lights are on now for a down move?
Well, for me, there's no specific price level. When I start to feel very bearish is when I start to get downside projections, and you can't get those until you get a turn down. So
that's correct. Yes,
I think we're in that sweet zone right now, where we should be looking for a potential of a very important market top. And once prices start down, I'll start to get price projections, and then that's where things become important, because within 5 or 6 months sometimes, or within a year, usually at the most, you can get a pretty good idea price projection-wise where some kind of important bottom might be coming. But I can't say that now.
Okay, one other question we have, because I know your time's really valuable. You're still publishing stock market cycles, aren't you, Peter?
Actually, what I'm doing is daily videos. You know,
okay.
As you and I know, it's a new age now. We got to keep up with it, Larry. Even though
I'm aware of that.
We may be young pups, but we have to keep up with it. And by the way, as an aside, I'll tell you as a good friend, and it's not anything that I'm hiding, that I've been diagnosed with prostate cancer that has metastasized. But I'm very optimistic about it because my
Peter, I had the same thing happen to me, and I beat it.
Good boy.
Yeah, just do what the doctor tells you. You're going to be just fine. I lay that. What do I know? I know much about medicine as I do about stock charts. Anyway, how do they get in touch with you if they would like to see some of these daily videos?
Just go to the website, stockmarketcycles.com, and anyone's entitled to a 14-day free trial of the daily video updates we do with all the projections of interest.
That's great. Listen, we're going to have you on again soon, my friend, so please be safe. And believe me, you're on my rosary beads now, boy. I'm going to put a white light on this one, buddy. So you can just do what they tell you. You're going to be fine. You're about, aren't you 86 now, Peter?
85.
85. Oh, you're a year older than me. Hey, listen, thanks a lot, buddy. We'll have you on again soon, okay?
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
You bet. We'll be right back, folks. 877-927-6648.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, I've been asked to do Apple and Tesla. Then I want to get on. But there's where we are with Apple. Remember, we had the ABCD at 2444. And look who's knocking on the door, boys and girls. What's that number up there? Put that placard up there, Billy Ray. That number is 1.618, and the high should be 248, and the high was 247.79. I would sell this at 248.99 and put a 25-cent stop on it. Look at the gap that we had here. I was joking about that, folks. I don't trade stocks. I'm just telling you that this is getting real close. Now we're going to take a look at Tesla, and then we'll be right back with some of these things that are normal, which are the commodity markets, mainly the crude oil complex. Tesla starts with a T, as I recall, and I don't know how much he must be worth now, but it's got to be worth a couple of bucks. Okay, here's Tesla. Gapped up again today, folks. Look at this thing. It just keeps going up. I guess the rumor that they saw him walking on water in Washington was true, because this is really an amazing move that we've got going here. I thought it was going to stop here. This is when they don't work, folks, and that's where you got to remember, is when they don't work, it's big trouble. There's where we are right now. If we look at this on the hourly, you'll probably see not many things that you're looking at here, but look, it just keeps going up and up. There was a correction here. We went from 405. Let's look at that just real quick here, because the last low we had was right there. That's probably a 382 off of that low right there. Let's see where it is. That means it's 50%. Let's see if it's 382 off of the bottom. That would even be better. And it misses that by $2, but it's still going higher, so you don't want to mess with that stock. It looks pretty now. The rest of them don't look that good, but that one does. Some of the others are a little different. So those are the two that people ask me about. For the past several days, we've been following the crude oil complex to go on the upside. Today's low was an exact 61% retracement for the August 6th low. Remember, that was a major low. We followed it all the way up. Now you're moving it up. So where are you going to go? A, B, C, D. You're going to get up into there here in the next day or two, so just get ready. There's your AB leg, there's your C day. We're going to be up here about another $1 a barrel very easily. So in order to prove that this is what you're looking at, you need to look at the entire complex. We got to have Mike Moore on Friday. After we do the live trading session, we'll have Mike Moore on. But here's natural gasoline. Remember, this was the really strong one. So let's see what it's doing. So here's where we are in the daily. Now we're going to go back to where we are. We're going to go to the hourly chart, because you can see it's been pretty strong. There's today's low. Okay, now what are we talking here? There's your ABCD. All right, now if we look at that, I can tell you this business ain't that hard, folks, if you do your homework, for God's sake. Look at that. It took 20 hours to make a 382 retracement at 193.36, and it's had a $4 move. Multiply 4 times 450. That's $1,700. Holy cow. That's it. John Jameson just knocked the ball out of the park in something, and he was just letting me know what he was doing. And it's one smart cookie. Anyway, that's what we're looking here in the gasoline. Now let's confirm that by looking at heating oil. And if we'll come up here, this is what Mike Moore does for us, and I will have him on for Friday for sure. Here's the run that we've had here. We want to do the same thing. Look at the hourly. Go down and look. Oh, gee whiz. Already did it. Look at this. This thing misses it by half a point. That's $140, folks. I've hitting the exact, and I might even have drawn the darn thing wrong. I don't know. It's awfully close. That's all I can tell you. Even if I did this, it's not going to come out round. That does two larger swings. I'm not interested in that. So get that out of the way. Okay, that covers the crude oil and stuff. Now let's go back. And someone said about a trade in corn just a little while ago, one of our followers. I don't know where the other two are today, but they got to be somewhere. Here's the corn. We're going to be looking at March corn, and here's where we are right now at trading. There was a report today that got this thing moving to the upside. We're up here at 249, so we're going to look at it really closely. Now, we bought it there. We sold it there at our price objective right here. We have to do that because that's part of what we don't know if it's going to be a run to the upside, but this is certainly going, it's doing pretty good. So that's it. Anyway, okay, here's where we are right now, and let's just blow this up for the folks that are not here. This is what we're going to be doing on Friday. Okay, this will probably be a good trade for us on Friday because here's corn over the last month. Yeah, there's a month. There's A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. We're be drawing these as we come in. I'll just draw them in because we've got time, and we always learn from something anyway. There's the first one, and right behind that, this is really a tough business, folks. You have to know calculus and all this other stuff that's really important, and astrophysics and all those things. And there you are. What do you got up here? 505, 550. Folks, we are 30 cents away. Right there is a beautiful, look at this. Let's just draw it in. Now, there's really bullish news today in corn. It's not up that much. It's up 10 cents, which is still 8 cents, but it's still pretty good. There's the channel line right out of Gartley's book, page 222. Just clone that line, put it right on top, and there you got it. There's what you're looking at right there. There's AB equals CD, AB equals CD. Look for this one on, this is Tuesday, it'll either be right here or it'll be off to the races. We'll have to see. Now, one thing we haven't done now is we need to go back a little farther in the corn to see where we are. You see, you got to get that in there too because that'll give us some more information. So here's where we are. This is March corn. We've already done this, okay? So what we're going to do now is go back to this level. I know this is like sucking eggs for people, but I like eggs, especially deviled eggs. Oh my goodness, look at this. 40, 52. Look, there's your 61% retracement, and you would have made $1,500 on that one. And now you're looking at this one at 452. Hello, operator. Is this a hard one? I don't think so. You become a farmer for very little money. You sell it at 452, then you put a stop at 459. You're risking $350, just like you were right here. That one made way over 1,000. If you sell it there, that could be a high. That could be like this one. But that's what you're paying attention to as you're looking at some of these things. Remember, we're still long the soybean meal. Remember, we were long March meal from a long time ago. Let's get this up here so we can see it. SMH5, there it is right now. We'll get this up and you'll see it. And it's still going higher. That's what we want to see. We bought it at 93. Now it's at 99. That's $670 for a $300 risk. So you've doubled that. And here's where we are. We'll go to the hourly chart and see what our objective will be here. And we've already got that put in here. I did this morning for the video that I sent out, and there's your profit objective in the meal. That's going to be really close. That's another $3. So that's going to be really close to 1.618 again. Oh my goodness, why does that number keep, it must be a mistake on this machine. AB equals CD, AB equals CD, and what do we have right behind it? AB equals CD. There's where we were, okay? And that's what we're looking at. Right around 301, 302 should be it. Now, again, we need to look at this on the longer time frame because we're going to be watching some things going back, way back here. These were really strong levels here. So there's going to be a lot of resistance in this area, but that's the trade that we did. We bought it there, sell it there. Hey, let's take a break. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I'm showing you the S&P here over the last 20 hours. You can see it can't even make a 382 off of the high that we made back here on the 6th. I don't know whether it made the high from yesterday. I didn't check that, but it missed it by, looks like it missed it by a point because it was, 75 was the high and 77 was a 382, so it missed it quite a bit. But the fact that, do you remember how volatile this puppy is? I mean, this thing runs like a rabbit. and it's just not doing very much. The only thing that it did today, I mean, if you want to look at it, remember this is an hourly chart, but we can make it real easy for each other. And if you believe in, Mark's favorite thing, A, B, C, D, let's just blow it up so everybody can see it. And you'll be able to see it here right now. Okay, there's where we are. There's where we are. And the high was 6075. Now, mathematics, Albert Einstein said, mathematics precedes geometry. This time geometry was right and mathematics was wrong. So once in a while, even Einstein gets it wrong. This is not good action, folks, because if we start getting below here, it doesn't look very good. And if you want to see some really bad action, let's take a look here at the Dow Jones E-mini here, and you'll see there's where we were from our high way back on the 5th, if you remember that. That was one of those real key days, and look at that. It's been coming down. We are down 900 points, folks, in the Dow Jones. Today's low was 442. We've rallied 250 points. We rallied here 200 points. We rallied here 150 points. The only thing we could do is to make a 382 off of the high the other day. That was on the 6th. That was the day after the high. It did make that one. But look at this. It's got to get above this line to get any type of rallying. This is down 4 days, and it's just not acting very good at all. When you look at the NASDAQ, what it's doing, the NASDAQ high today was 0.618. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow. And our guest will be Stan the Man Harley. I talked to him this morning. He's raring to go. We'll be right back.